by the way, what happened between you and person X? And I was like, person X did this that didn't make me happy. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. How are you? How is this Friday treating you? First Friday of November. Oh my god, this year is going so quick. I know I say this in every video, but yeah. Anyway, so glad you have joined me and clicked on this video today. Yeah, I really hope that things are working out for you and you're at a very good place. I'm well, nothing much. Yeah, just going with the flow, you know, going with the flow kind of thing. I was having a conversation the other day with my partner. I know. It's like you guys missed a whole video or series on that. But anyway, yes. I was having a conversation with him the other day and I was just telling him, like, I feel like there's things that I've learned and unlearned by virtue of just being with him and him bringing certain things out of me that I didn't think I had in me. And I was just like, whoa, I'm actually unlearning a lot, and it sort of has made me, I guess, more vulnerable in a sense, because if you know me, you know I am not a vulnerable person. I do not even cry in front of people, but the things he has brought out of me, I'm just like, whoa, yeah, I am unlearning a few things. And yeah, your girl is happy, as you can see from my smile. Anyway, let's get straight into some of the things that I am or have unlearned. The first thing has to be perfectionism. I feel like I've always been that person who, for one reason or another, wants to be perfect, in the sense that yes, I'm putting my best foot forward, but then I do not want to leave any room for error, so that if someone is looking at my work, if someone is looking at what I do, or even how I walk or how I dress, they see it as perfection. And I remember someone told me the other day that every time they look at me, they just feel a sense of calmness. And I was like, I don't think you should, because I'm not perfect. And there's times you may not feel that calm. But yeah, I was just like, you know what? I'm just being myself and being my authentic self, and letting go of anything in me that says this has to be perfect. I have to be perfect. I have to talk a certain way. Obviously, with me living abroad, I didn't even know Kenyans had accents until I came here. And listening to myself speak, sometimes I'm like, hey, you have an accent. But you know, I can't hold back just because I want to learn the accent before speaking. You know what I mean? So certain things I've just had to unlearn and be like, you know what? I am who I am. I am perfect the way I am. So the need to be perfect or be like such a perfectionist shouldn't be there. And yeah, so that's one of the things I am unlearning. And I have this like don't care attitude at the moment, where I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, whatever you think of it. If it's not constructive criticism, we are not gonna take it. Okay. Another one that I feel like I have had for such a long time is, and something that I'm actually unlearning as I grow older and as I get to experience certain things, is rigid expectations. So you know the way when you're a kid and you have all these expectations, you're like, when I grow up, I'm gonna finish uni, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna meet a guy, I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna do all these things like in a systematic kind of way. But life is showing me that you don't have to be systematic. Like, things will just flow the way they flow. As long as you're happy and as long as you're content with where you are, these expectations, why are you setting expectations on yourself? Like, why are you allowing society, for example, to set expectations for you? Why are you allowing certain people, for example, to set expectations for you? And it's something that I am unlearning the more I grow, and I'm just like, yeah, like, I'm living my best life. Like, let me just, without any expectations, because I feel like when you expect certain things and they don't go as you expect, then you have this kind of like disappointment, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm disappointed in myself, and you beat yourself too hard sometimes, and rising up sometimes takes a while. So to avoid that, I'm unlearning the need for rigid expectations. Like, yes, I have expectations, but I'm not like, this is cast in stone. Like, if it's not this, it's not, you know what I mean? So yeah, now this one, I don't know if I'm unlearning or I have unlearned it, but it's the fear of failure. And so many times, especially when we are younger, I don't know if it's something that's just instilled in like African kids, where like you're scared of being the last one in class because you'll be seen as stupid. You're scared of, and a failure. You're scared of maybe starting this business, because if it doesn't pick up, people will view you as a failure. You're scared of maybe doing or getting into this competition, because if you do not become first, then you're viewed as a failure. But then that means that you're not gonna do the things that you want to do because you're scared of being seen as a failure. And I feel like this is something that I'm still unlearning slowly by slowly. I don't think I'm there yet when it comes to this one. But how about viewing failure as a lesson? So pick up the lessons that you can from that. And this year, for example, there's a few things I've done. There's a few sort of businesses I've launched, not fully there because I would have told you, but like I've tested the waters and it's not picked as I hoped it would. And for me, that is like a failure, because I'm like, back to the drawing board. But you see, I'm going back to the drawing board with lessons. It's something I've tried and I've seen what needs to be changed. Do I just do away with it? And yeah, I feel like the older I get, the more it sinks in, and I'm like, this is something that I want to pass on to my kids as well, like not to be scared of failing. Like, yes, you can fail, but you can rise up again, kind of thing. The other one that I would say I am unlearning is the fear of change. Moving here, for example, was a change. And yeah, so many times it's like, is it gonna go well? Am I gonna be able to pay my rent? Am I gonna be able to pay my fees? And all that stuff. But then if you don't do it, how will you know what's in store? How will you know that you're gonna be able to do the things that are holding you back? And so fear of change is something that I am unlearning slowly by slowly as well. Like they say, humans thrive they're creatures of habits. So like, for example, your first 25 years, you've just been in one place. This is what you know, this is what you're familiar with. So changing all that, changing the routine, changing the environment is something that can be scary, but then it's something that I'm also picking up or taking as my fuel to propel me to whatever lies ahead, whatever it may be. And at the back of my mind, I'm always like, you know what? It can change. When I make this change, it could maybe go either way. But knowing that if it goes best, I'll be happy. And knowing that if it doesn't go the way that I hoped it would, I can always go back to how things were, you know what I mean? And I know sometimes it's hard because, well, if say it's a job, you can't always go back to the job you had, but at least you can apply for another one, you can try out other things. So yeah, so it's something I would say that I am unlearning as well. Now this one is a big one, and one that, hey, my partner has really been patient with me when it comes to this, and that is impatience. If you know me, I'm a very impatient person. Like, it's not something about instant gratification, but it's just something about things being done now, and stuff like that. And I'm just like not wanting to wait kind of thing. And obviously with COVID and all that, it taught me a lot about waiting, which helped me be better. But it's something that I have because I feel like I'm still doing. I am unlearning impatience slowly by slowly. So I'm just trying to see it from others' perspectives, seeing it from my own, and being like, you know what, even in the wait, this is what is happening. For example, even during COVID, I was like, even in the wait, I was able to get promoted at work, I was able to make more money, I was able to do this and this. And other than just being like, if it hadn't come when it was supposed to come, then I won't have been going through this, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like enabling me to also appreciate the process, if I may say that. So like when you're patient, appreciate the process and kind of things like that. So that, I would say, is actually my number one thing that I am unlearning. The last one I would say is holding grudges. So the other day I was having a conversation with my sister, and she was telling me, by the way, what happened between you and person X? And I was like, person X did this that didn't make me happy. And the thing is, I cannot speak about this I can't speak about these things to this person because this person might take it badly and all of that. But then in my mind, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna celebrate this person, I'm just gonna be happy for this person, I'm just gonna be excited for their milestones, I'm gonna be present if they need me. And it doesn't mean like we have to, you know, sometimes you can't force things, like you can't force things back to how they were with people, because you don't know what is going on in their minds. You can only do what you can and what you have control over. And it just like made me realize like holding grudges is something that I'm slowly unlearning. Like, it's not something I am actively seeking out, but it's something that I've realized like I am unlearning with the relationships that I have that may not have or may not necessarily have worked out the way I would have loved them to in the long run. That brings me to the end of today's video. I'd love to know, what are you unlearning? What are you learning? What have you unlearned in the year, in the month, in the week, whatever? Just one thing that you are unlearning as you go along with this thing called life. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and please leave your comments in the comment section as well. I love getting your feedback and reading what you guys actually comment or say. Until next time, bye.